Today, Jax gets trumped, a huge drug bust, and the gun bill moves up in the Florida Senate. Stay tuned because Spinnaker News starts right now. Good morning, Ospreys. I'm Emmett Clark, and you're watching Spinnaker News. Jacksonville is preparing to be trumped this weekend. According to News 4 Jax, the GOP frontrunner is holding a rally this Saturday at the Jacksonville Landing. The event is free and the doors will open at 10 a.m. This news comes right after UNF released its statewide poll about the candidates. The poll was conducted with likely GOP primary voters. 21.7% of respondents supported Trump, with Ben Carson closing in at 19.3%. Marco Rubio trailed in third with 14.9%, and Jeb Bush remained a distant fourth with 9% of the vote. When respondents were asked about who their second choice would be, 20.1% of respondents selected Rubio. Spinnaker Media will be covering the story and is attempting to land an interview with Trump when he arrives in Jacksonville. Visit our Facebook page to see the full poll results. Senate Bill 68 passed in another committee yesterday. The Senate Higher Education Committee passed the bill with a 5-3 vote. The bill would call for concealed weapons to be allowed on public college campuses statewide. Two more committees are due to vote on the bill before it heads to a final vote during the normal legislative session this March. A smelly dorm leads to one of the largest drug busts of the year. After a student complained about the smell of marijuana coming from a dorm room, UNF Police Department knocked on the door of the Osprey Crossings room. The officer was greeted by the student along with a strong draft of the reefer. The student admitted to smoking, and he brought back a handful of weed when asked if there were any more drugs in the room. The officer then searched the room due to probable cause and discovered 48 grams of weed, 4 bongs, hash oil, and bags commonly used to package and sell the herb. The suspect's roommate admitted that he knew of the roommate's stash, but denied participating. The suspect was booked in the Duval County pretrial facility and is currently facing 4 felony charges and 1 misdemeanor charge. Now let's blaze it on over to sports.
Good morning, Ospreys. I'm Diana Shanks with your Spinnaker Sports Report. The men's golf team tied for 7th at the Tavistock Collegiate International, which is right in the middle of the 15 teams that shared the field. Head coach Scott Schroeder said it wasn't the finish the team was looking for, but they were playing against a bunch of top 30 schools. Senior Taylor Hancock also came away from the match with his 3rd straight top 15 finish of the season. The women's golf team also wrapped up a tournament yesterday, finishing 13th in the Betsy Rawls Longhorn Invitational. It's a pretty prestigious tournament, and also the last time they'll play until February. Senior Belinda George tied for 20th in the medalist competition, so not a bad way to finish up the year. We've also been seeing a lot of solid performances from the cross-country teams, and both of them have been recognized this week. The U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association published its weekly regional cross-country top 15 rankings, and both teams made their respective lists. The Osprey men were ranked 9th, and the women landed 10th. One of the coolest things about this is that it's the final poll of the regular seasons, which means both teams have really been improving and moving up. Head coach Jeff Pigg said the women have gotten quite a bit better throughout the season, and the men continuously battle injury and illness. It's a great direction to be headed in as championships get closer. Well, that's my sports segment for today. Emmett, back to you.
Thanks, Diana. Well, that's all the time we have for you today on Spinnaker News, but for more on the stories reported today and other stories, you can check us out at unfspinnaker.com. You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/UNFSpinnaker, and you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UNFSpinnaker. For Diana Shanks, I'm Emmett Clark. Be sure to stay tuned for your 3-day forecast and have a great day, UNF.